compares his $355 million business fraud fine in New York to the persecution of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny.
If you appeal, you got to put up escrow money. It's a lot of dough.
It is a form of Navalny. It is a form of communism or fascism.
Navalny died in prison Friday. President Biden blames Russian President Vladimir Putin. The body of an 11-year-old girl, Audrey Cunningham, is found in a river 10 miles from her home in Texas. A murder charge is expected against Don Stephen McDougal. He lived in a camper van on the girl's family's property.
Police say McDougal admitted he left with Audrey to take her to her school bus stop just before 7 a.m. last Thursday, something he apparently had done on several previous occasions. Audrey never got on the bus and never made it to school.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt. America's listening to Fox News.
7.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And it is hump day once again. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And today is Wednesday. It's the 21st of February.
It is the 21st. Yeah.
February has flown.
It always does. Though.
January was like 6 months long.
It's shorter than any other month.
It is. Well, and we even have this is a leap year.
Yeah, we got an extra day this year.
Yeah.
So next Friday is the 1st of March.
It is. And we'll see if it's coming in like a lion or a lamb.
I don't know.
At this point, will we even know the difference?
No, probably not.
Well, it can't be much wind left as much as we've had the last
It should have blown itself away by now.
Yeah,
I could just say that.
Yeah.
We've had, I think, more wind than I ever recall in like the first of the year.
I believe you're right.
It's just kind of odd.
It is.
Unsettled weather, they call it. So I'm bleeding everywhere again this morning.
Oh, no.
What'd you do this
I
time?
don't know.
Did you bump it or scratch it?
My skin is so thin with all the blood thinners and whatever I'm taking. I look at it and a cross look will cause it to bleed.
I hear
Causes bruising and everything else.
Yeah, bruising.
Okay, that was one of the more disgusting stories that I've heard there on Fox News a few minutes ago about the little girl in Texas.
Oh, that's so sad.
This dude, forget about charges.
Yeah, really. It made me automatically think of the Earl Kimmerer case here in Onslow.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that story.
It's just got to be, I don't know. Parents, don't trust your kids with anybody.
That's right.
That's
sad.
Somebody living in a camper on your property. Who is he and why was he living there?
I think I read he knew the dad.
Yeah,
But once again, wouldn't have anybody living on my property. Yeah.
So what? I know a lot of people, but they ain't going to be camping out on my property.
Especially with a child.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I
read yesterday that he was supposed to walk her to the bus stop. Who does that?
Apparently, it had happened on any number of occasions.
Ridiculous.
But then they listed his previous charges he had. And one of them was child enticement. I don't exactly know what that means. But I know what I think it means.
Yeah, well, you know what it means.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it means. Okay.
So it just makes you angry. This story makes you just angry.
Makes you mad. Makes you mean.
And I think if a person isn't angry about this, I feel like
I don't know what
not
else
human.
would make you mad. Let's go to Indiana.
I'm scared too. Go ahead.
A couple, they're Catholics, good Catholics, I think is the way that people put it. They're asking the Supreme Court to hold the state of Indiana accountable for keeping their child out of their home after they declined to use his chosen name and pronouns. This kid is a boy.
Mm-hmm.
He decided he wanted to be a girl. But Mary and Jeremy Cox, the parents, no, you can try to do whatever you want, but in this home, I'm going to call you by your name, whatever his male name was. They wouldn't use. They just would not. They didn't abuse him. They didn't punish him. They said it's against our religious beliefs. So we're not going to do that. They took his kid. They took their kid away, put him in a gender-friendly home.
What?
Yeah. A transgender friendly home.
Okay.
And said it was for his own good. Now they want the Supreme Court to say, screw you and let's get this thing back where it's supposed to be. We're the parents, the biological parents, and no court has ruled. In fact, the courts have said there has been no physical abuse, no other abuse, but we're going to take the kid away.
No.
Well, I see a different side to this, mainly because there's how do I say this?
When do you lose your parenting rights?
Well, it's not so much as parenting rights, I think, as what happened. What about, I'm looking at it, and this is coming from it's just a mental health aspect too. If this kid has true gender dysphoria, and they believe what they believe, it can be traumatic or damaging to a child's mental health when the parent doesn't acknowledge that. And we've had a lot of teen suicides in the United States for this very reason right here. So I see that side to it.
What if this kid sees himself as a gangster?
Happens a lot.
Should you acknowledge that he's a gangster?
I think it's a different thing. I've got a few kids in therapy now that are identified as something different. And one of them in particular, one parent is supportive and one is not. And this kid has been suicidal at times because of it. This is a bigger issue than a parent's right, in my opinion. And I think people often forget that mental health exists in children just like it does in adults. And if you don't address it, it can become a bigger issue. And like I said, we have a huge teen suicide rate, and a lot of these teen suicides are for issues just like this. So it's way more complex than just, I'm not going to call my kid by their identified name. But that's my opinion. I'm looking at it from a counseling aspect, though, and other people are looking at it from a rights aspect. So that's how I see it.
Why not encourage the parents to get counseling for the kid?
That's just what I was going to say.
Okay, but what do you... Yes,
Counseling.
but what do you want them to do? Try to change how they feel? Try to make them see their point of view?
No, that would be counseling for them.
No, are you having them seek counseling for the kid so that they will not feel the way they feel? Because that's what some parents try. There used to be a thing back in the 80s called where parents would send their kids that identified as gay to try to convert them back to being straight. Those places were absolutely horrific. And they have since they're not used anymore. They're basically outlawed. So that's what I'm saying. Counseling for the kid to do what? To think like the parents want them to think? Or to be able to accept who they think they are? Because there's a difference.
Don't know. What would you do?
I think first I'd have to know more about the situation.
No, if it's in your family.
If it was in my family, first of all, I would love my child no matter what.
And I don't think there's any question that they do.
And I would attempt to get the child counseling, even if it meant that I had to sit in and be counseled also. It's a very complex thing.
It's very complex.
Now, how old was the child? Did it say?
I don't think there's any note in here at all. First of all, it's the worst written story, and it's written by an intern or something at Fox News. It should never have made
I understand
it here.
Kelly's side. I understand. I can see both sides.
Well,
It's hard for me to make a judgment on it.
Well, let me say this. Right now, amongst kids, especially middle school kids, and then some high school, but definitely middle school, and I blame this once again on good old social media, being trans is cool. So
to them.
Right.
So as a therapist, I've had kids come to me and say, trans, and I've in 10 minutes figured out they're going with the trend. Because right now it is being trans is cool. So, you have to weed out what kids really believe they are and what kids are, because it's a cool thing. So there's that. And then when you've got issues because like I said, it's very complex and everything's individualized, and you have to tailor, even your therapy to the individual, and not this. No therapy is one size fits all, but I think a lot of times people try to put this type of issue into a one size fits all, and you cannot. Now, I mean, the whole pronoun thing, I mean, I think at times it's gotten out of hands. Like I've had to go to trainings and they ask me, you know, what pronouns you do. I don't answer it. They'll say, what pronouns do you identify with? I think it's not important to me. I know to some people it is. I just leave that blank because I could care less what you call me. I mean, you know, seriously.
Just call me
And I'm
3
there to
times a
learn
day.
in a class and just whatever. I'll answer to doggone near anything. But when you get with this pronoun thing, and I could see the parents' part too. I mean, a parent goes to a school and they find out to be called, you know,
Sally.
Raylene.
Raylene. And then when the school says, the issue I have is when schools say we're not going to tell the parents. But then again, but on the flip side, there are some parents that are adamant that their kid is not going to be called Raylene, and it becomes physical abuse at home.
Mhm.
So once again, there's a Child Safety Act. Not every parent is open-minded. Not every parent is willing to see the child's side. So that becomes a factor as well. This is a complex thing. It's only going to get worse, I think.
Very. If the state is ruling,
I don't think the improper pronoun thing, I think that's a stupid reason to remove
exactly,
a kid.
that's what I was
That
gonna
is
say.
dumb.
I think when does
Yeah.
the state have the right to do that and intercede? And keeping the child from his parents because the parents refuse to use the correct pronoun because of their religious beliefs. Now, is the state telling them that your religious beliefs don't count? So that's another issue right there. So it's a very complex issue.
And it makes me wonder. I mean, there better be more of the story because that's a stupid reason to remove a kid.
I agree.
Maybe there is. I don't know. But if that's their sole reason, that's a huge reach.
I agree.
And what did they put them in a facility? Did they just find a foster home? Like
A transgen friendly environment.
What is that?
I don't
What is
have
that?
a clue. Like I said, it's the poorest written story I've read in a long time.
I mean,
Production assistants for Fox News. I don't know who's doing I have no clue
I
who's
mean,
doing the
I
proofreading here.
never heard of that type of facility, so that's a little scary in itself. I mean, because in my opinion, they don't have grounds to put the kid in foster care unless something else has occurred that is not that.
They said, according to the story, that the courts had ruled there was no abuse whatsoever.
Then this is a scary basis to remove a child.
Yes.
A
What
very
if you're
scary
a
basis.
parent and you refuse to discipline your child for some kind of act or something? They're going to come take your child from you?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
because there's such a
complex
thing
case.
called improper discipline.
That's
It
right.
works both ways, letting your kid
Yes.
run amok and beating your kid
Mhm.
black and blue.
Mhm.
That's a grounds for a CPS case. I mean, improper discipline. So I have seen improper discipline.
You
where
mean
the
there's a
kids
lack
just-
of discipline?
Yeah, they just ran amok all over the neighborhood, and that's here in
Right.
Ozark County. I mean, I've seen that too. So all hours of the night, kids climbing on roofs, just all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well,
So
I know a case here, right here, very
Mhm.
close here, that
Mhm.
driveway out there,
Mhm.
where the parents were not responsible for the juveniles that were involved. And right at 2:00 in the mornings,
Mhm.
where is your child at 2:00 in the morning?
How do you not know where your kid is?
He's living in an environment right
Mhm.
across the street, just down the street there a little
Yeah, I
bit
know where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
on Mike Loop. He's
Mhm.
living in an environment where there's drugs, guns, and everything else there,
Mhm.
and no adult
No
supervision
adults.
except one druggie himself and
Oh.
one adult.
Nice. Yeah.
That's
And
it.
they were letting them do this.
And the child
I
was
would
in
charge
a-
all the adults.
I would
charge all
charge
the
them
parents,
too.
I would
each and
too.
every one of them.
With neglect or
Right.
contributing to delinquency of a
Oh,
minor. I would
absolutely.
have charged them too.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Just put them all in jail.
because that becomes 2:00 in the morning. Look, a lot of bad stuff can happen or any time.
Yeah.
At 2:00 in the morning,
On school nights, too.
they probably weren't even going to school, Rayford.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Scary.
Well, I imagine it's really tough for a parent to say have a child born between the two of them, a little girl, let's just
Mhm.
say, and the little girl gets up to a certain age and wants to be a boy. I imagine it's very hard on the family to grapple with that.
But you know what? I have an easier time with that than these stories you see where somebody has a 3 or 4 year old kid and the parents are
Free.
those stories. Now, those are the ones that I have an issue. That
Mhm.
child is too young to have any conscious, decision about that. And you see a story that little Rayfords, all of a sudden the moms dress them in dresses and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they're 3-4 years old. Those are the stories I have a huge problem with. Huge problem with.
At what point in time should a child be turned loose to do whatever the child wants to do?
Define do whatever the child wants to
Well,
do.
anything that's legal.
Well, I think it depends on the age of the child.
I'm
And depends
asking
on
you,
what they're wanting to do.
again, asking you, at what age should you take their desires into consideration?
Once again, case by case basis. For example, my youngest daughter, when she was 15, wanted to get her belly button pierced,
Mhm.
and I had to go sign for it.
Mhm.
And a parent on her soccer team threw a big old fit about it. And I said, let me tell you something. If my child getting her belly button pierced at 15 is the worst thing this kid ever does, considering all the things in my profession I see that kids are doing at 15, I'll let her pierce her belly button 22 times if that's what she wants to do. So I think it depends on what they want to do.
At 6, 7, 8?
Heck no, too young.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
At what point in time are they responsible enough for you to help them do the things that they would like to do?
I think it depends on what they're wanting to do, because I've seen some, let's say 12 and 13-year-olds that have outrageous ideas about the things they want to do, and they are just simply not mature enough to do them. I think it literally depends on what the kid wants to do.
All right. Comes the voice of reason. You ready? Hello, Steve. What's up?
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope y'all having a good day so far.
So far.
So far, but it's early.
I had 2 cents I wanted to spend, so I figured I'd jump in.
Do it.
First thing I would say is be cautious about stories from conservative media, because they tend to leave out pertinent facts because they're trying to manufacture outrage.
Mm-hmm.
A story that you think is poorly written, it may be purposely done that way, because if they told you the whole story,
This
you
is
might have better
this is a
understanding of
production
it.
assistant here, Steve. It's not a.
And I get that.
I really.
get that,
It was
but-
just somebody thrown in there to do something. Probably first time
I
ever.
get that, but that has happened happens quite often.
Mhm.
That they let these production assistants sign their name to these stories, and then they get put out on the news feed. And
How do you
think
know
at
that,
some point
Steve?
They would start
How do you know that, Steve? How do you know that? How do you know what you just said is true?
How do I know what I said is true?
So often you.
Unfortunately, I still consume a lot of conservative media,
Uh-huh.
and
You're
myself
thinking
fact-checking them quite
you're
a bit.
thinking that just because it's coming from a conservative media outlet.
I'm not saying that they're the only ones to do it. If you go far enough left, you can find the same practices.
Mhm.
I'm just highlighting what I see on this particular side.
Well, I'm
I'm
just
not
looking.
saying that the left doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to highlight that they are doing that. That they manufacture outrage.
Mhm.
That's something that we should be able to agree on. That they cherry pick certain facts to try and initiate a reaction. And if you dig deeper into the story, usually that would not have been your initial reaction.
Well, I don't even know what my initial reaction is. What is yours?
My initial reaction is outrage at that story, because if you take it at its face value, it really sounds like they're infringing on the parents' rights quite a bit.
Mhm.
But immediately y'all start dissecting it, and you realize that there has to be more to this story. Most people would say, I want to know more before I form an opinion,
Mhm.
but we all have that initial reaction of that don't sound right.
Mhm.
So, but, like I say, we could go back and we could find some other silly things that come out of, media, that are intended to, instill outrage
Mhm.
into people who are listening to it. They're just trying to get a reaction. And I'm not saying that's for a nefarious reason. It's about engagement. They want you to engage, and that makes people engage. But I think it's just a bad way to do it.
I hear what you're saying. And I think there has absolutely got to be way more to the story. At least I hope there is. Because if not, that is a terrible reason to remove a child. And the counselor, I'm focused on the, what did you say, Rayford? The trans-friendly facility, which I'm trying to figure out what that would even be.
Okay. This story did not even originate with Fox News, by the way.
Or what did it start with?
This is where I picked it
I'm
up, this
putting it
part, and the
wrong.
reason I was looking at it is because it was poorly written. It started either with the Indy Star, which is a newspaper, or the Pacer Monitor. Probably Pacer Monitor picked it up from the Indy Star, as did Fox News. So it's a rewritten story.
I would, but if I went to research it, would I find that there was any one of those three did any more in-depth reporting, or did they just regurgitate what the last one
They
said?
regurgitated what the original said,
Right. So
and they left out they left out a whole lot of
Red
stuff.
flag to me.
That's generally the way it is done across the country.
This happened in 2021.
Yes,
Is
but they're
the-
going to Supreme Court. They
Yeah, they're
want
going to
they
Supreme
want it
Court.
to go to the Supreme
Is the
Court
kid
now.
still not in their custody?
Nope.
Anytime I hear things like this as a debater, the first rule for me is always try to debate something from the opposite side I stand on.
Mhm.
It gives you a perspective from, for what their argument's going to be, and helps you counter that argument. Or sometimes it may change your mind in the process.
Well, I just had
And,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I could see where somebody could make an argument that if it's, if a person is, gay, for lack of a better word, and their parents are religious, you could see an environment where those parents are sending them to counseling, where they're trying to fix.
Actually,
trying
they
to
wouldn't do
change
that.
them into something different.
I think a lot of parents
And-
would do that.
And they would, and I understand that, but then there's some people who would argue that it might be better served to send them to a counselor that's going to help them deal with who they are and making it through this world, instead of trying to change them into something they don't believe they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I can see that argument. I'm not necessarily making that argument, but I can see where somebody else would make that argument.
All right,
And in a
I found something. As I
And was gonna say,
suspected.
in a
Go
gender
ahead.
neutral environment would be somebody who isn't trying to change the child. They're trying to help them learn how to deal with living in this world under that flag.
Well, I just want to throw out real quick, and I have it on expert authority. It was just messaged to me that the Indy Star is a very liberal newspaper.
Mhm.
So there you go. You just
Okay.
don't know.
First of all, this started in 2019 when he told his parents he identified as a girl. 2021, Indiana DSS initiated investigation. And I'm still, he was placed in a home. So he was put in foster care. Okay.
Yes.
That's a little better than a facility. Well, at times. But then the kid developed, they identified, the parents agreed that their son needed mental health treatment, including an eating disorder for various health concerns. And apparently, according to the parents, his eating disorder worsened while in state custody. Now, at this point, this kid's got to be being close, depending on how old he was at that time, to being 18. Because if it started in 2019, well, that was 5 years ago. How old? It never says how old he was.
Nowhere in the story is there any indication of
mean-
any of the stories that I read.
2021, he was.
Okay, we're going to have to take a
yeah,
break.
removed.
We're
Oh,
late.
we are. Oh, my.
Oh,
Yes,
Lord,
I
we
looked at the
are.
clock.
All right,
Okay.
Steve. Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Steve. I'll see you.
You're
Yeah.
live at Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richland Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
I am Paul Buchanan, running for re-election as an Onslow County Commissioner. No false promises, just a firm commitment to serve the citizens of this county to the best of my ability. As a county, we face many challenges ahead. Navigating through those challenges requires seasoned, dedicated leadership. Your voice is an important part of the government of this county. I will continue to make sure your voice is heard. I will continue to do my very best to serve all the citizens of Onslow County. My goal is to provide the maximum support, vital services in this county possible. With the realities of the resources available, let us work together to make our county the best it can be. Every election is determined by the people who show up. I ask for your continued support and your vote on Tuesday, March 5th, paid for by the candidate.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. If you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, if you have the choice between a big box store where the fishing tackle is chosen by buyers from inland areas like Wyoming, perhaps, or a local store where local fishing guides make recommendations for the tackle it stocks, which would you choose? Not a lot of northern pike or walleye around these parts, and at Tideline Marine, you're not likely going to find lures for those critters. What you will find, a great assortment of both both hard and soft baits for speckled trout and redfish. And if you're an offshore kind of guy, lures for Spanish mackerel, king mackerel, tuna, wahoo, and the traditional assortment for bottom fish. Of course, while it's still early, you might want to decide that this is the year to bite the bullet and get a boat. From shallow water fishing boats to offshore and nearshore center consoles to luxurious pontoons that can handle your family, has a great selection in stock right now. Tideline Marine for fishing and boating needs, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Got a small craft advisory in effect through Saturday afternoon. Today, offshore northerly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 5 to 7 feet. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds in rivers rough, diminishing to a moderate chop later today. Tomorrow, northerly winds 5 to 10, becoming southerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Dominant period 10 seconds. Sounds in rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. And on Friday, southwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30. Seas 7 to 10 feet. Wow, sounds in rivers are going to be rough.
Today, sunny, high of 58. We will have some gusty winds with gusts as high as 18 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear, cold, low of 32. Tomorrow, before 8 a.m., there will be some patchy fog. Otherwise, mostly sunny, high of 61, with gusts as high as 16 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 49, and with 17-mile-an-hour gusts tomorrow night. On Friday, showers likely, mainly between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, a high of 64, with gusts as high as 18 miles an hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 40. And on Saturday, sunny, high of 57.
Someone in this room just told me that the flu season might be winding down, but somehow I don't believe it. Dr. Rosemary Stein, the definitive answer would be, is the flu season on its way out?
I would like to say yes, but I'm not seeing it just yet. Sorry.
My words.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Lee said.
Yeah. I'm like the groundhog, and I'm not giving a good answer yet. It looks like we're still a few weeks away. We got plenty of flu B yesterday and Monday, and you know the regular other critters with the strep. We still have some C word going around. So just make sure that you talk to your kids. They wash their hands. They bring hand sanitizer. And you load them up with good stuff to boost up their immunity, because we're still in for a few more weeks.
Oh, well, okay. Well, spring is 1 month away. Maybe things will start to pick. Yes, I know. It seems like it's actually February is going very fast. January kind of picked up some speed towards the end of it. I think what happened to Christmas and New Year's? Seems like they were a long ways away.
It's going fast now. You're right. And usually by March, things turn the corner. Kids get a little less sick. But you do have some years of resurgences. Hopefully, we've had enough illness that most of those bad bugs have died out, and March will be much better. But for right now, just make sure you take care of the kids and you talk to them about keeping themselves healthy.
Mm-hmm. What are you seeing there in the clinic?
Just a lot. I'm seeing mostly the flu, the variety that's a B, and I'm seeing something that's some sort of virus, but it's not typable. That gets their stomach and it makes them feel yicky. It lasts about 3-4 days, but it's not just their stomach, because they have a sore throat and headaches sometimes. So it's definitely one of those viruses. But I'm seeing a lot of that too. Probably 30% of the kids that come in have that type, and they look like they feel absolutely yicky.
What can you give them for it?
Time, love, rest, not sending them to school.
Yeah, there you go. Don't spread the joy.
Chicken soup and tea. So, and when your kid is not feeling well and they have a fever, ibuprofen is almost like a little miracle drug. So look up the dose. Parents have a thermometer and ibuprofen and Tylenol at home. I'm amazed always amazed at the number of parents that don't have a thermometer. So I don't know what the temperature is and how we need to get the kid to feel better. And same thing with your everyday anti-fever meds. You need to have those at home with kids. some Zarbee's or some Mucinex is good. Kids get mucus and they sniff it all in there. So you need to make sure that they can either spit it out or get it out by helping them with some over-the-counter medicine. Those are things that if you don't have them, make it a priority this weekend to make sure you have a little first aid or medicine kit, so that when your kid is sick, you can take care of most of the things.
I found out after we talked a week or so ago, Mucinex comes in different varieties, like the DM, the D, and then just a plain old Mucinex. And the plain old Mucinex isn't worth, for me, a nickel for the box. It just doesn't do any good. It just doesn't work.
You get more, more effectivity with when you get the DM one, which is the one that helps you with the cough. So and have a couple different ones, and then you can see which one works for your kid and which one works for yourself. And what you're going to give your kid is not the same one that you're going to give you as an adult.
Right. A lot of pills people have, they take half of a pill. But some of those pills are time release pills, right? You just don't know which half you're going to get.
Well, if it says extended release, that's the time release pill.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you do. And the thing is that those medicines are usually formulated for adults, and so that's why as an adult size, which is 120 pounds or more, you probably could be taking the adult size. The medicines work differently for each person, so I know some people that one tablet of Benadryl will completely knock them out, and that's just 25 milligrams. So that you know how your body works. If you think half a pill is good enough, and that makes you feel better, that's good. Utilize it in a savvy way.
Yeah, as long as it's not time release.
That's right. As long as it's not time release, then you can titrate. Same thing for your child. And look at a lot of people call us and say, how much Tylenol, how much Motrin? We'll take the chart out and look at what the child weighs and tell them. But it is on the box. What if your child weighs between this and this is how much you give them. So read it before the kid has a fever, so you're not running around and not knowing what to do. It's better to be ready than not to be prepared for when your kid is sick.
I would strongly suggest you get a magnifying glass and keep it there beside those things, because I can't read those. I cannot read those tiny, microscopic size print, even with reading glasses on.
I have to put a flashlight on mine.
That flashlight and a magnifying glass. It's just ridiculous what's there. So anyway, okay. Was there anything else we need to know about this week?
No. It's just in a week, it'll be the last day of February, and it'll be leap year.
Yes, it is. We're going to leap into another
We're leaping
month.
right into it.
There you go. All right, Dr. Rose.
Right.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, thank you as always.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy talking to you guys and helping the parents out. So This is great.
Yeah, any travel plans to the Caribbean soon while it's still winter?
No,
Darn.
the clinic is a little too busy. The kiddies need their doctor, so not for now.
Okay. All right, very good. I was going to hitch a ride if you did.
Not without us.
We'll take the whole crew. We can go live from down there.
Oh, yes.
All right, Dr. Rose, we'll see you next week.
Talk to you next week.
All right.
You guys take care.
Yeah, you too. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
On the next Goddard's Gold, we're looking at girl groups, and we're hearing them too, with interviews, stories, and from the Shirelles, the Marvelettes, the Crystals, the Chiffons, the Ronettes, the Dixie Cups, the Shangri-Las, girl groups that don't get a lot of attention, or as much as they should. Next Gold, Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock. to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
Hi, my name is Michelle Halley, and I'm running for a seat on the Onslow County Board of Education. I have lived in Onslow County for over 40 years and have a vested interest in the community and the school system. I want to serve on the Board of Education because I am a firm supporter and believer of public education and wish to work collaboratively support the students, employees of the system, and the community. I believe in developing effective partnerships with all stakeholders to ensure continued success. Together, we can provide the opportunity for an excellent education for all our students. A quality school system is vital to the success of Onslow County. Please use your voice and vote in the upcoming Onslow primary. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you and have a fantastic day. Paid for by the committee to elect Michelle Halley, Board of Education.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. Hey, one town up there in New York, they're already feeling the pain
of.
Oh yeah, the Remington Gun Factory has been in New York's Mohawk Valley for more than 208 years.
Okay.
They're closing up.
Oh, where are they going?
Georgia.
Oh.
To a gun-friendly state. 208 years of history. Gone. That's what a mayor in that area said. Remington is the nation's oldest gun manufacturer and told union officials late last year that company chiefs at Rem Arms, the current version of Remington Arms, made the decision to end its New York manufacturing in March. The remaining operations location in Leon. I hate it when this thing jumps around.
I know, I hate that.
And Leon will be moving south. Residents of the New York Village, which is located about 230 miles northwest of New York City, are bracing for the manufacturer coming to an end. Some say the 300 or so people that they are employed there, 300 or so in a very small town.
Yeah.
Other people going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
But they're going to have, businesses will be cut out. They won't have as much in the way of groceries to feed people.
No.
Whatever.
Let's not talk groceries. I went to the store last night and got just a few things, and it was like $80-something.
Yeah, you carry it all in one hand too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it all in just one bag.
A furnace operator and technician at the factory told the Times that the outlet, he and generations of his family have worked at the facility, and noted he and his wife will be out of jobs. They're not going to move to Georgia. Wow. Too bad for them.
Well, it'd be cheaper for them to live in Georgia.
Yes, it will.
Just saying, based on New York prices.
But also, they're not going to get as much money. The employees will not, because Georgia's not a union state required. So it's going to be interesting when that happens. Smith & Wesson has already moved to Tennessee, or is in the process of moving.
Mm-hmm.
And we so wanted it.
Yeah, we did. Colt Arms is another one that we could still go after if we wanted to, if we chose to.
Let's do it.
Why not? You know, I got some vintage Colts that I would, even put up there on their display, loan it to them. I won't give it to them, but if they move to Onslow County, that's what we need here. We need some stuff like that. All right, let's go ahead and take another break. And when we come back, we've got Mr. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Better right than wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
In the house. And we're going to be talking about Medicare, Medicaid, and other insurance plans. If you guys have got questions, write the number down and give us a call. If something pops up, you have the number already, because I might forget to give it to you again. 910-333-0139. Again, 910-333-0139. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
WSME.
In planning for Onslow County's future, finding the right balance between progress and preservation is key. We aim to support growth without sacrificing our agricultural heritage and strong neighborhoods. To make sure we grow responsibly, let's use new taxes wisely. This means tackling challenges like improving essential services, protecting the environment, and ensuring quality education. Tony Padgett stands out as the sole candidate with a unique combination of experience, having served both as a Board of Commissioners chairman and a dedicated employee of Onslow County. A lifelong resident of Onslow County, Tony's unwavering commitment to public service is marked by utmost honor and dedication. He advocates for a streamlined yet robust local government that prioritizes the well-being of Onslow County citizens. Choose Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner, a visionary leader planning for our community's future. Paid for by Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, B.F. Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Head out to the Swansboro Area Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th at the beautiful Swansboro Rotary Civic Center. Doors open at 10 a.m. Admission is free. Check out products and services from area companies. Sample free signature menu items from local restaurants from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Enjoy entertainment on the big stage from youth organizations and local groups. For more information, log on to swansborochamber.org or call 910-326-1174.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning mission to improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Why vote for Republican candidate Suzanne Long on March 5th? Mrs. Long is a conservative Christian with 30 years of experience in Onslow County Schools, serving as a teacher, principal, director of curriculum and instruction, and executive director of exceptional children's programming. She has the perspective of being a military child, military spouse, and mom of a Jacksonville high school graduate. March 5th, choose a voice for quality public education for children, quality vetted resources and support for staff, and quality commitment to the community. Choose Suzanne Long. Paid for by the committee to elect Suzanne Long for Onslow County Board of Education.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And as I told you earlier, we do have Peter Wright in the studio again for his weekly visit. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
How
Thank
are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good.
Nice and cozy in here.
I've had so many people say they have called you and they appreciate it being able to talk to you.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. I heard something this morning or yesterday morning or whatever, and they say, I didn't know that. I have a lot of people asking. I've never had people ask questions like that before. So anyway,
Well, thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, good for you guys for asking the questions, and because we know that he has got a lot going for him. Peter, you're still at the Walmart on North Marine Boulevard, right?
Yes.
Right behind the Golden Corral.
Yeah.
There at the intersection of Western. This week, what are you doing? Because I know it varies sometimes from week to week.
Yeah. It's Wednesday, so that's today. The whole of the day from 10 o'clock till 1 and 2 till 6. So basically from 10 till 6 with an hour off for lunch between 1 and 2. And then tomorrow afternoon, it's between... so it's Thursday between 3 and 6 p.m.
Okay. And that's the only 2 days you'll be there this week?
Yeah. And I believe that's the same next week as well.
Okay.
So it'll be the same all day Wednesday and the afternoon on Thursday.
Okay. Now you're right up front in your little kiosk area is right up front.
Yeah, that's right. So as you walk in through the pharmacy entrance, you just turn. As soon as you get into the store, you turn right. You're going to the Vision Center, and I'm at a blue desk there on the right, next to the Vision Center.
Yep, I found it. I went looking for you, but you weren't there. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can also be reached on your telephone, and that number is
252-373-4056. And once again, that's 252-373-4056.
And your good old Fox plans.
I love that.
Foxplans.com.
Golly, I love it. That's great.
That's my
You
favorite.
can go there and you get more information at his website, foxplans.com, just like it sounds.
I like that, and I like the boulevard.
Mhm.
You like the what?
The boulevard.
The boulevard.
Oh, boulevard.
I'll be at
Oh,
Western Boulevard.
do I say that differently to? I probably do.
It's the accent. It's very cool.
We love the
What
accent.
accent? What do you
You
got an
stop.
accent? Have you got an accent?
Well, that's just it. I've got a friend that's really, has just grown up over here, and I speak to him quite often, and I don't notice any accent with him. You just get used to it. And then I leave it. We might not talk for 2 months. And then I'm like, oh, he has got an accent. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm reading some of these notes right here. And this is something I was actually going to ask you about, Peter, for my mother. Tell me about this Blue Cross plan, because what I'm reading right here, I'm already liking, but I need more info.
Okay, so certainly will. So the Blue Cross has a plan that is the most popular one of their stable of Medicare Advantage plans. And it's what they call the Essential Plus plan. And it was interesting because I was in a room of 12 other Medicare agents, and we were discussing what Blue Cross was doing, it was an awards ceremony from Blue Cross. And we all came to the conclusion that the plan, the Essential Plus plan that Blue Cross had, is really geared towards helping people, especially people as they get older and they need more help. And it's, and if, or perhaps if they got disabled when they were younger and they need help with that. And so there's about 11 benefits that I'll go through here, but I'll just mention a couple right now. One of them is that you can have somebody come to your house for 60 hours a year. So that's an average of 5 hours a month to help with food preparation or cleaning a house.
That's what I need.
Or to keep you company, or possibly maybe to help with dressing or with medications, things like that. So you can have, so that can be a real help to somebody who maybe got an older parent and needs to be able to get away for a couple of hours, or a situation like that, or if you just need help with cleaning a house. And then another one of those 11 benefits was the emergency button. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no copay for that.
That's what you need, Kelly.
And you wear that around your neck and press the button if you need help. It alerts the authorities if you need help. So those are 2 of the 11, and we'll go into them in more detail. So the next question would be, who are the people that it really applies to, and what method would I use to find out, which is the best plan to suit them, and would this be the most suitable plan? So the first thing when somebody comes to see me, I ask them, what plan do you currently have? And find out what. I also need to find out if they've got extra help, or Medicaid, or they've got VA or TRICARE, or possibly they've got a company or federal or a state plan. Because every one of those situations would possibly point me in a different direction, or point them in a different direction. And also find out, so the other thing I do is find out what people like about the plan that they've currently got, and of course what they don't like. And one other essential thing is, do they travel, or in other words, are they away for more than 1 or 2 months in one spot? If you're going to be away and staying, say you go from here to New York and you stay there for 2 months in a year, then you may be looking more at a PPO plan and an HMO plan.
So what's the difference?
A PPO plan, you can go out of network. So you can use, and the Blue Cross plan, and I'm talking specifically about Blue Cross plans here now, HMO plans, or majority of them are HMO plans, especially in Onslow County. And so there you're in the network. If you travel and you're away for a short time, like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, and you're not going to get routine medical work done elsewhere, then an HMO plan works well. And that's what I've been using in the past as an HMO plan. So it's a good plan. But if you're going to be doing extensive travel, then you're more likely to be better with a PPO plan, because then you know that if you go to another area, you've got a range of, you can see all the doctors and it are surrounding you. You're not limited.
All right, let's take a break. This is Fox News. We'll be right back. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. New York Attorney General Letitia James says she's prepared to have former President Trump's assets seized if he can't pay the $355 million business fraud fine imposed by a judge last week.
We'll have a lot of cash, but that doesn't mean he can take it. I mean, you know what he did? I think he looked at my cash and he said, or we'll take all of his cash.
Trump at a town hall event on Fox. The White House responds to Alabama's Supreme Court ruling that frozen embryos should be treated legally as children, leading to legal questions about the legality of in vitro fertilization in the state.
This is exactly the type of chaos that we expected when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and paved the way for politicians to dictate some of the most personal decisions families can make.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, 3 couples in Alabama sued for wrongful death over the accidental destruction of their frozen embryos at a fertility clinic. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Wonder if you can get an insurance program for the frozen embryos that they're talking about there on Fox News. Talking about opening up a can of worms. Whatever. Okay. You sit down and talk with the individuals, and what do they need to bring with them before they sit down and talk with you? First of all, their medications, I know.
Yeah, medications, a list of their doctors, and any cards that they use for seeing a doctor or the pharmacy, so I can see what plan they've had in the past. Right? I can look all that information up, but it really helps to make it quicker. I can't look up the medications or their doctors, but I can look up what I need to know on cards and so on. But it really does make it quicker if they're able to bring that with them.
And they should make a list of all of their over-the-counter drugs that they use on a regular basis too.
If they want to, I don't look up the over-the-counter stuff, but often people mention it to me, and I can tell them that most of the over-the-counter stuff you can get from over-the-counter. So
that's what it's for.
It's not a problem.
But sometimes some plans have a certain amount of money that is allowed for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The counter, you just have to file for it separately.
Yeah.
I still haven't done that yet. I'm still working on that, Peter.
Well, I haven't done it for about a year, so you're not the only one.
I didn't do it at all last year, and I lost out.
Well, I love this $2,000 dental part. That's more dental than I get.
Yeah, that's it's one of the benefits that we're talking about. Yeah. So when they come to see me, I check their drugs, I check their doctors, and that then points me with the information I've found out already in a sort of direction of where they may be looking for, what plan would suit them the best. And then it's really, so it narrows down a selection of plans that seem to be the right fit for a person. And say you don't have Medicare, that wouldn't be right. Say you don't have TRICARE or VA, you don't have Extra Help or Medicaid. You've just basically got Medicare A and B, and maybe you're on an existing plan at the moment. Then the Essential Plus plan is going to be, it will be one of 2 or 3 that will be could be a really good choice for you. And this is where we were coming down in the meeting. I mean, we're saying, look, we all 12 of us were saying, look, we really think it's a good plan because you've got $2,000 of dental. You've got the $300 for vision to get glasses and frames and so on. You've got the discounted hearing aids. You've got the transportation, 28 one-way trips. So if you go to a doctor and you need transportation back, that's 2 trips. And I find people use that sometimes to actually go to Walmart to do their shopping, and they go to the pharmacy at the same time in Walmart, so they can use it to go to the pharmacy in Walmart. So, if you don't have a vehicle, that can be very helpful.
Sure.
There's the Silver and Fit exercise program, and Courts Plus is one of those gyms that's in that network in this area. There's 5 or so gyms in the Jacksonville area that are part of that Silver and Fit exercise program.
Is that the same as Silver Sneakers?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Silver Sneakers is
that's a Humana plan, right?
It's actually, it can be with different companies too. I think Aetna has Silver Sneakers too. And that you can actually have a membership you can go into a selection of gyms with Silver Sneakers. I've really enjoyed Silver Sneakers because I could go to a gym, but I could go to my wife's gym, but I could also go to the swimming pool that I wanted to swim at. So I could do the two. When you got the Silver and Fit, you're in one. You can just go to one facility.
Got it.
And that's why I mentioned the Courts Plus, because you got the pool and the exercise stuff. So, but I haven't been there yet.
The indoor pool is good.
Neither have I. None of us have.
I used to go there. I used to be a member. Now, I have a question on your list.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping to number 11, but what are home safety devices on this plan? What is that? Because I'm interested in this plan for my mom. What does this mean, home safety devices?
So home.
You stop, Raven. I'm not talking.
Shower handles.
Yeah.
Yes, you
shower
got it.
bars.
Pulling yourself out of the toilet or out of a bath or non-slip mats.
Yes.
Okay.
Items like that. You can get two per year at no cost.
Good to know.
Yeah, I'm ordering them, getting them just to get them.
I need to get my
I'm gonna
mom a
put 'em up.
non-slip mat. That just triggered my memory. Let me get on Amazon. Okay.
So if if that's for helping her to get up,
Yeah.
she might also need the emergency response system too, in case she falls down.
That would be good to have, Kelly. My mom had one of those for years.
What, non-slip mat?
No, the emergency
the little
response.
button.
She's got one of those, and I'm just trying to confirm, do I need to change the address to here now? I mean, how does that work?
Yes.
That's why I thought I just texted my brother. I'm like, he's the one in charge of that part, and I'm gonna have to do it if he don't. So that's what I thought.
Is she having to pay for that? Or
I have no idea. I don't know where she got it. She's had it for a while. I'll find out.
Most people are paying about $19 a month for it.
Yes.
So when you get them from the Advantage plans,
Mm-hmm.
you're paying zero.
She must be paying zero because I know I do her finances and I don't see anything coming out. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I have a question also. You were talking about the Blue Cross Blue Shield Essential Plus plan. And you were saying that it allows for discounts on hearing aids, discounted hearing aids. Did that also apply to the hearing aids that you can now buy over the counter?
You can buy over the counter hearing aids?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard that you can get hearing aids. For instance, I've had people say Costco has some good hearing aids. There are some around $1,000, $1,500 for a pair. I think I haven't been there yet. I'm going to get hearing aids shortly because I am getting deafer.
Yeah, but you're
and
getting
deafer.
them from a doctor, correct? I mean,
well,
I'm going to go to Costco and buy a pair of
I'm
hearing
going
aids.
to get I'm going to
Okay.
get my hearing checked.
Right.
Then I'm going to find out, hey, do I get these from the plan I'm on, or do I
Right.
get them from Costco?
Right.
I'm going to investigate that.
You need to let me know how that works.
So I haven't got to that stage yet, but
I'm curious.
the Blue Cross, they have discounted hearing aids. They're $6.99 to $9.99. So I essentially say they're $700 to $1,000 per hearing aid. So
Yikes.
yeah.
Well, there's some of them that are $6,000-$7,000 a pair.
What are they, bionic? I mean, we're going to have like supersonic hearing?
Some people
I know
have
my
paid,
mom-
have paid a fortune for their hearing aids. They really have.
Yes. When we got hearing aids from my mom before she passed away, we went to a regular doctor and hers are around $600.
Well, some of them are
So-
fancy. You can control
Right.
the range. of
TV, everything.
Control the range of frequencies. You can program them to from your cell phone. You can have your cell phone ring in your ear in your hearing
Mhm.
aid. You can talk with it like that.
Wow, that is fancy.
Yeah, they got some really, really high-end ones out there.
Well, my mother would not be able to program anything. She can't even work the remote control to my smart TV. So, I
Mhm.
mean, that sounds
Been
like
there,
it'd be
done
very
that,
complicated
yeah.
for her.
Well,
So-
it is kind of complicated. It's apps involved, and we
Oh,
don't
she
want to.
could never do that. We need to find something basic. Okay.
Yeah. So another of the benefits I haven't mentioned yet was the support for caregivers. As we get older, you may need somebody to actually help make sure you're taking your medications, or you're seeing a doctor. And Blue Cross has got software that enables them to keep track of that, to make sure that you're doing those things, seeing your doctor.
And then they pay for it?
They don't have to. If you get that as part of your plan,
That's
you
what
don't
I
have to. Yeah. Yeah. So there's no payment for you as
So the
as a
plan
member
pays
of-
for it.
Yes.
For the
Yeah.
Now, don't you have to have that all pre-approved through your plan before you actually use it?
I think you just call up member services and say, "Hey, I'd like to start. I'm the daughter of such and such," and have the person that's the member on the phone, and just say, "Yes, well, I agree to let them use the software," and
Okay.
then it would be approved. Meals benefit: you get 28 meals delivered to your home if you go into hospital or a skilled nursing facility. So that helps people to recuperate.
No, if you go into a hospital.
If you go into a hospital, when you come out,
Oh, okay,
you
I
can
can
get
get
the
out.
28 meals delivered to your home to help you recuperate. So,
I don't know. It depends on who's cooking.
Where do you get those meals from?
I did know there's a special service that does it. It's not Blue Cross. They've contracted with a company to do that.
Okay, so you just can't call up a restaurant that you know and like and have the meals delivered.
Not a restaurant. No, it's actually a contractor that will prepares food and brings it to you, and you put it in your fridge, not into the freezer, and you keep it. And then maybe they do it over. I'll have to find out a bit more detail, but it's 28 meals.
Do you get to pick what you get, what you eat?
I believe you do.
Okay.
You choose it from a heart conscious, diet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been designed for people coming out of a hospital, so it must be a particularly
lobster. Okay. I don't know what's good for you or not good for you. Or what you could get.
So we basically mentioned all the sort of benefits there. Basically, when you add them all up, the dental, the vision, the hearing aids, the transportation, the exercise program, the over-the-counter allowance, $90 a quarter, the meals benefit, the support for caregivers, that's the software, the in-home assistance, that's somebody coming to your house to help you look after you, or to help clean the house, or to do food preparation. You got the personal emergency response system and the home safety devices. So it's really geared up for
pretty comprehensive.
It's a pretty, I think it's a nice sort of gentle package the way I look as you get older. And it's one that's why I've chosen a Blue Cross plan, because with my rheumatoid arthritis, I can flare up and we need somebody to clean the house, to help with my wife, or to, I can use some of these benefits. So I found it really good. And so, it was what all 12 of us in the room were saying. We think it's a very nice, well-rounded program, well thought out.
It sounds good. If you've got a question for Peter, now's your chance. 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. Give him a call right now. And again, if you want to go by and see him, he'll be on location at the Walmart on North Marine Boulevard behind the Golden Corral. And he will be there today from 10 until 6. Is that right? Okay.
Yes, that's right. 10 till 6 with an hour off for lunch between 1 to 2.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to call him, he's got a telephone number. You can reach him at any time. And that's 252-373-4056. 252-373-4056. And of course, if you want more information, he's got a website, and it's a pretty comprehensive website, and it's called foxplans.com. foxplans.com. You can check him out there as well. Tomorrow he'll be at the Walmart from 3 until 6 tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, that's right.
Those are only today and tomorrow, the only 2 days this week you'll be there.
Yeah, and it'll be the same next week as well.
Okay, for this week and next week, Wednesday and Thursday. All right, Peter, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your time as always, and appreciate the information. And yes, Blue Cross is one of the major plans, if not the biggest company out there in the country. Is that right?
Well, it's certainly a major force in North Carolina, because I'm talking about Blue Cross North Carolina.
Right.
Yeah, because it's state specific. All the Blue Cross companies are separate to each other.
When I worked at a TV station, we had Blue Cross, but it was Blue Cross of Alabama because the parent company was in Alabama. It was in Montgomery. So that's the way it was. But I don't think there was a whole lot of difference between Blue Cross, North Carolina, and Alabama.
Yeah.
So that's always good. All right. Very good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you,
Let's
Peter.
take a break. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Worldwide, of course, WSME971.com. And we'll be right back with weather.
Casey Kasem has unlocked the American Top 40 vaults and is replaying original shows from the 70s. This week, Casey takes you back to February 26, 1972. That's when the Carpenters stopped hurting each other. The Osmonds went down by the lazy river. Neil Young had a heart of gold. And Grand Funk Railroad played some foot-stomping music. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from February 26, 1972, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on Main Street in Maysville. And remember to take advantage of Pig Perks where you get 1 point for every dollar you spend on future purchases. How about Sweetheart Steaks, just $10.99 a pound? Boneless ribeye steak is only $10.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck is only $3.99 a pound. Whole Boston butt, just $1.49 a pound. And St. Louis style ribs are $1.99 a pound. And whole chickens are just $1.49 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 2-pound package of fresh strawberries for just $5.98. Fresh blueberries are $3.99 a pint. Russet baking potatoes, great with steaks, just 99 cents a pound. A dozen premium rose bouquets, just $27.99 each. Zesty limes are only 49 cents each. Large California lemons, just 69 cents each. And hot jalapeno peppers are just $1.99 a pound. And you also get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce non-returnable bottles of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
This is Robin Knapp. current Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I'm also a United States Air Force veteran and a retired special agent with NCIS. During the past 8 years, I have never faltered from my stance not to raise taxes or the tax rate, and I voted no the last time we voted on taxes. It is imperative that we continue to strive toward more conservative spending and utilize the funds that we have more efficiently and effectively. Despite our current economic status nationally, we must do everything we can to spend funds wisely, conservatively, and uniquely as we continue to grow as a community. The needs of our citizens and their voices need to be heard because as a commissioner, I represent all of you, regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race, and etc. In the last 8 years, I have shown strong and candid leadership, direction, and fortitude in voicing my opinions and voting without outside influence from others or groups, only voting my conscience and what I feel is best for the citizens and not for me. Please vote for me once again as one of your county commissioners. This message was paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and you know what? If you're going to go shopping for fishing tackle or something, I don't think I'm going to go to one of the big box stores. They may have some cheap prices and some stuff, but they got so many things in there. Like, you want to go fishing for northern pike or walleye? Yeah, no, I'm not going to go there. Have nothing to do with that. We don't have any around here. And I go to places like, well, Tideline Marine, obviously, but there are any number of others. But I shop at Tideline because George, since he took over, he made friends with the professional guides in this area, and they tell him what they use, so keep it in stock for them, but he also keeps it in stock for people like me.
So we just need
everybody
to
else.
tie George up and beat him down to get the goods.
I know what he's got because that's what's on the walls over there. And you ask him or anybody else in there, what are the guides recommending? There are professional guides here. Be happy to show you. If you want to just look along the wall of lures and you see the one with the fewest number of lures on it, guess what people are using? That one. Sometimes they're empty and he has got them on order, always ordering them. But that's the way it works. Tideline Marine, that's what you will do. That's the best place you can go to get the fish, the lures for the fish that are going to be biting. While it's still kind of early in the season or coming on the season, you might want to decide this year that this is the year to go ahead and buy yourself a boat. They've got shallow water fishing boats, the Lund fishing boats, offshore and nearshore center consoles, the Aqua Sports, luxurious pontoons. Those are the Alohas that can handle your entire family and friends. Lots of people on that boat, and you can just go down river for evening cruise. Imagine a sunset cruise down New River with you and a bunch of your friends. Oh, what a time. Tideline Marine has a great selection in stock right now. For all of your fishing and boating needs, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. That's where Tideline Marine is located. We got a small craft advisory in effect through Saturday afternoon. Offshore today, winds out of the north 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15. Afternoon, seas 5 to 7 feet. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers rough. Thursday, tomorrow, northerly winds 5 to 10, becoming southerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 4 to 6 footers. Dominant period 10 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Friday, southwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30. Seas 7 to 10 feet. Sounds and rivers rough.
Today, sunny, high of 58. Gusty winds with gusts around 18 miles an hour. Tonight, clear, cold, low of 32. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 8 a.m. Otherwise, mostly sunny, a high of 61 and 16-mile-an-hour gusts. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 49 and 17-mile-an-hour gusts. And on Friday, showers likely mainly between 7 and 1. Then otherwise, mostly cloudy, a high of 64 with 18-mile-an-hour gusts.
The friendly. So friendly, because not because the skies are rough, it's because some of the people that are on some of these flights.
I'm telling you.
That American flight forced to return to New Mexico after a passenger tried to open the emergency door mid-flight on Tuesday.
Yep.
What?
I'm telling you, I'm taking a parachute in my carry-on.
That dude needs to just whatever. He needs to take a high dive. The Federal Aviation Administration and American Airlines confirmed that American Airlines Flight 1219 headed to Chicago International was forced to return to Albuquerque. Wow. A passenger, only named Don, who is the globe-trotting host of Barstool Sports' Donnie Does, said that the in-flight disturbance happened approximately 30 minutes after the Boeing 737's
Great.
departure. At that moment, he said, there was just too much going on to be panicking, but it was very scary.
I'd be calling for free drinks. Bring that cart down, Dial.
Just get me down below 10,000 feet and let's open the door. This guy can take a high dive.
Mm-hmm.
The media personality said that he was drifting off to sleep when he was suddenly awakened by an out-of-control passenger. Don said that he jumped out of his seat and joined the other 4 passengers who were working to subdue the passenger who was attempting to open the emergency door. Wow.
Yeah, it would be enough for me.
4 or 5 guys on top of this dude.
Oh, yes.
Well, I want to say kudos to our North Carolina lawmakers who are starting to take steps to ban what is loosely termed gas station heroin. It's the drug tineptine or tianeptine, and it's currently legal. You can buy it at gas stations.
What is it? A drug?
This is awful. Yes. And I actually had a client that ended up in the ER over this. And so it's in other countries, it's actually used sometimes as an antidepressant, but it's not used here. And the FDA has not approved it for use here in the United States. And the problem is in the United States, it's not regulated by a government agency because it's not approved. And there's no minimum age requirement to buy it. And the biggest thing is teenagers are starting to use it. But it's stored in like convenience stores, vape shops, and stuff like that. And it's the products are something. There's like one called Purple Magic. There's one called Red Dawn, Neptune's Fix. But it mimics the effects of opioids, and it's highly addictive. And the withdrawal of this drug is so bad and difficult. It can require you to be hospitalized to because of the withdrawals. And this drug also can cause like convulsions, being unconscious, and it can actually kill you. And what they have found is it does more, this drug with this stuff does more than just create the high. It actually the neuron pathways in the brain. And they're saying when teenagers or young adults take this, because their brains are still developing, because your brain doesn't start developing until you're 25, this is a huge problem. And so the FDA issued a warning in January, and they avoid it and urged retailers to stop selling it. And so far, 12 states has already banned it. And a lot of people are going to our state legislators and said North Carolina needs to ban it. So the legislators apparently are starting to take a look at this. So
well, good for our legislators.
Terrible drug.
Yeah, well.
And we've got enough of problems on our hands to have to worry about some other nonsense.
Yes.
So
remember all that stuff that came out about the Bidens getting money from a Ukrainian energy company,
amongst
bribery
others.
money.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
heard about it and we hear it and then we don't. Yeah.
The informant that gave the FBI that information,
Yes, it was
big time.
Wasn't he an FBI agent?
No, his FBI informant.
What was he lying about?
About the Bidens getting bribe money, $5 million, I think, multi-million dollars anyway, from this Ukrainian energy company.
So they didn't get the money?
Nope. In court filings, prosecutor said Alexander Smirnov admitted during an interview before his arrest last week that officials associated with Russian intelligence were involved in passing the story about the president's son, Hunter. They said Smirnov's contacts with Russian officials were recent and extensive, and said Smirnov had planned to meet with one official during an upcoming overseas trip. They said Smirnov has had numerous contacts with a person he described as the son of a former high-ranking government official and someone with ties to a particular Russian intelligence service. They said there is a serious risk that Smirnov could flee overseas to avoid facing trial. They want him kept behind bars until his trial. He holds dual U.S.-Israeli citizenship, is charged with falsely reporting to the FBI in June of 2020 that executives associated with the Ukrainian energy company Burisma paid Hunter and Joe Biden $5 million each in 2015 or 2016. That's while he was the vice president and was running in 2020. Of course, he was running for president. Smirnov had only routine business dealings with the company starting in 2017 and made the bribery allegations after he expressed bias against Joe Biden while he was a presidential candidate. Smirnov's lies were aimed at affecting the 2024 presidential election, according to prosecutors. This is a fairly eye-opening situation, because if he's guilty of that, I wonder where all of it came from. I wonder if he just manufactured it, or did Russia manufacture it and pass it along to him?
Well, doesn't that exonerate Biden?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. Let's make sure I'm tracking here. Yeah. Wow, this is a big hot mess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big hot mess.
Wow. Well, do people not vet this stuff, like, ahead of time before they just start?
No.
Okay.
No, don't you read the National Enquirer? I'm sure you have.
Oh, as a kid, do they even make it? Is it still a thing?
There's a lot of National Enquirers out these days. And just to update everybody, the election results from yesterday, how many voters we had, has not updated yet. I keep checking it every 5 minutes. But
got a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Doing fine, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks. Thanks so much for asking, and thanks for your guest today. So this person they have found to have allegedly lied about what he said. Let's go back to another piece of evidence that seems to have gotten lost in the media. What about his laptop and all the information that was on the laptop?
Oh, I forgot about the laptop.
They're keeping that quiet for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but good point, though, that I think Kelly may have just said. Forgot about the laptop. People are forgetting about the laptop because the media is burying it.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about our local media. This show, to be particular, stays on top of things and brings out the truth about what they know to be the truth. I'm just finding it more and more difficult to watch local news. And Rayford, no, nothing against your time in the news.
It's
Back then,
changed.
news was news.
Yeah.
It's changed. And personally, my own opinion is the local television stations all have their own agendas. And we don't have a television station here in Jacksonville.
We do not.
And we don't have much coverage anymore for Jacksonville, Onslow County.
We don't.
But what seems interesting is they're following the footsteps of their national affiliate, which is the Big Three. And it's very sad that they will not speak of these items, of which the local people that call in or you folks bring up say anything about it. But yes, the remember the big to-do about the laptop?
Oh, I remember it was a lot.
Yeah.
But they've had it, and I know they've been in it, and there have been people who have leaked a little bit of stuff that's in it. But what have they doing about it? Nothing, honey.
Well, yeah. They're not doing anything about it. And it just seems that, and that's how we all know it works. So the person at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, all his people come to his rescue and say, well, he didn't mean to say that. He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done that. I still say this. When special counsel came out with their report, they gave them two options. Go to the jury, although they don't feel like the jury would treat him as anything more than a kind, old, forgetful gentleman. Or, as he said, my mind is sharp. Okay, then go on trial. Simple as that.
They're not going to do it.
I hate to put it. No, they're not going to do it. And I know Lee just brought a good point about the tallies from yesterday's voting. I had done a drop off of some food, not as a job, but as something nice to do to a poll worker. And I was over at the Commons the other day. Nobody was in line. Nobody.
Ouch.
Yeah. Flooded with signs, but not one voter was in line.
I still blame it on too many days of early voting.
I think that too, but I also think, more word needs to be gotten out to people to explain what the purpose of a primary is, and that's to set the slate of candidates for the fall.
Well, I also think a lot of it has to do with people are really indecisive this go around. There's a lot of divisiveness going around.
That, yeah.
And a lot of people that I've talked to, they said, I'm stuck between two candidates and I just don't know which one. I mean, that's me. Usually I've already voted, but I'm kind of waiting probably towards the end of next week just to be absolutely for sure.
Well, I want to give kudos to your show because you have at least offered candidates and talk.
Yep.
Give their platform, talk about things, talk about themselves, what they're running for, what they're basing their campaign on. Other than a couple of forums, and I believe the local paper did one write-up on them, I still get a lot of questions from people when I'm out in the community and stuff. What do you think of this person? Who should I vote for? I can't tell people who to vote for. I can tell them my thoughts.
I do. Vote for this one.
But it's a shame, especially for the local politics we have going on right now, the county commissioners and the Board of Education.
It's got nasty.
Some have come on, and I believe, Lee, you sent letters to everyone offering them the opportunity. Why do these people not take the opportunity for a free chance to come on the radio and make their comments?
Hard to say. Some people have told me that I just don't like radio. I don't like going on radio. I don't like talking. And I'm like,
then why are you going to want to be a politician?
Yeah, but elected official, you have to talk. Please tell me somebody's not really saying that.
Well, we've had some people on the show that said they were scared to death to come on, but once they got on, they did such a great job. And I applaud them for that.
Well, I just go back to the same thing I've said before. I've never lost a client, a person in here.
They're scared of Rayford is what it is.
I've never lost anybody in here.
Mhm.
How many doctors can say that?
That's true. That is true.
They know Rayford's going to ask those questions. Is there anything that you've ever done
that would cause me not to vote for you if I learned about it after I voted for you?
Because some of them have some history.
Well, Chris brought up a good point, though, too. I have to say, and I'm going on record of saying, I'm saying it right here on the air, very disappointed in our local Republican Party for not having a meet and greet for all of the candidates.
Yep.
So that local Republicans can see, and that's not choosing anybody. When you get every Republican candidate, for example, in a one big giant room, and let them have their little tables up or give them opportunity to speak, whatever, and then invite the public, registered Republicans to come in and see who they want to talk. I mean, who they
How
might
about
want to
the
vote for.
independents?
Yes, I mean, invite everybody.
Bring
in.
independents in there
Of
too.
course.
Because Democrats can't vote in a primary.
The Republican Men's Club did that.
They did do that.
And I will say there was a good crowd, but it was mostly everybody working on campaigns.
Right. But I think
the only problem I have with that, I'm sorry, Kelly. The only problem I have with that is the men's club have gone and endorsed who they are supporting. And that tends to make people believe it's actually the Republican Party doing that. No,
Right.
it's not. It's a club,
Now, let me
which
ask
is
you-
okay
Let
for
me
them
ask
to
you
do
a
that.
question. Did not, when the women's club did something very like that some years ago,
Yes.
did not the president of the women's club get into trouble at the state level?
Not that I know of. I know that Clubs can do anything they want
I
to.
understand that.
And it used to be that the clubs and the GOP worked closely together. No one promoted or primaried anybody. They just had functions for people to come meet the candidates. And I don't think the women's club does much of that anymore like they used to, but the men's club, they do put out their list of who they're supporting. And just like there's several other groups in Onslow County that put out signs and flyers of who they're and billboards who they're supporting. So like we could, as a radio station, the three of us, we could do the same thing. We could go buy a billboard and say, this is who you need to vote for.
No, we won't.
No, we're not.
We couldn't agree on
But that's what I'm
that.
saying. I think the Republican Party should have had one for every single Republican candidate and let the public know. And Rayford's right. Invite the independents as well, because they can take either ballot that they want.
Well, I will
we're
say-
going to make the decision this
I
year
agree with
who's
that.
elected.
Yes.
Right.
In Onslow County,
And I
especially.
will say, back to what Kelly said. Now, I was disappointed because, okay, the Republican Party itself is an organization.
I'm talking about the party. Yeah.
Yes. And while they don't actually get involved in the primaries, because, you put your Republicans out there, let the voters decide who they want to go to the general election. But every year in the past, we would always have a committee that when the state candidates sent their signs to Onslow County, will you get these out for us? We usually had a committee that would go out. We're not endorsing anybody. We're just helping the state candidates put out their signs.
Mhm.
Well, that didn't get done this year. I had a lot send them to me, and I tried to get people to help me. And it's not that I'm not endorsing anybody. I'm not making a public statement. I'm not doing it on behalf of the radio or anybody else, but I just helped some of the state candidates
You
put
were
out
hired help.
signs. Yeah, sort of without pay,
Right.
but so that was kind of disappointing. But each chairman has the right to run things the way they want to do once they become chairman.
Chris, how about the independents have one of these forums or a meet and greet? How about we have a meet and
I
greet
think y'all should.
after the primary?
Mhm.
Well,
Do
we did
it.
it before the primary.
I help you do it.
Rayford, I want to be accurate. So I know that you're not Republican, you're not Democrat.
Unaffiliated.
Okay, I think even unaffiliated people should be able to go to these meet and greets.
Oh, we always
Because
invited
you don't
them.
know.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're voting for, so you don't want. Maybe you want to go out to each of these events. I think unaffiliated and independents should be able to go to these events. I do believe the unaffiliated, and the independents will have a big role in the decision, not only locally, not only state, but in our national election.
I think so too.
I really believe that is or break who is going to get in office. But again, there's been locally not a whole lot except on this show. You brought up one quick sign, and then I'll let y'all go. So you got commercials, and I don't want to be hogging the time. But when I did visit that poll site at the Commons, there was a sign up there. I believe it was called Republican Conservatism, Conservatist, something like that. And I guess that, Lee, is that one of the ones you say there's many different organizations?
I know there's 3 different groups that are all passing out different things. And
Okay,
these
well,
are
yeah.
the group's opinions. It doesn't, I don't want voters to think that this is who they have to vote for. It's just 3 different groups putting out their preferred list is
Mhm.
what it is. So, and it's what we've been stressing on this show is vet your candidates. Do it on your own. If you have questions about a candidate, contact that candidate. But you're going to have all sorts of groups, there at the polls handing you out literature, vote for these people, vote for those people. And in some voters, it will sway, some it'll confuse. But the biggest thing is know your candidates. And I think where most people have problems with are the state seats.
Yes.
because they're like, I don't know who any of these
And
people
the
are.
judicial seats.
That's right. The judicial seats has been a big one because I think there's only one in Onslow that's contested.
Well, I appreciate everything that the station is doing to try to get voters information. You've done a great job.
Appreciate it.
And people
Thank you.
Just vote.
All right.
You three have a good day.
Thank you. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry. Every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile. You're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate. 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires. There's a selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Meet John Davis, a dedicated leader with a vision for Onslow County. As the mayor of Onsboro for 6 years, John has worked with people to make things happen. Now he's ready to work with you to make improvements in the county we all call home. John's platform is built on the foundations of real change. Your voice is at the center of that change. As a champion for veterans and their families, John will continue to collaborate with local, state, and national leaders to improve the lives of the veterans we love in our communities. Onslow County residents need expanded options for mental health and addiction treatment and family support. John needs your help to bring options for hope and healing to our neighbors, friends, and loved ones in need. Emergency response capability is critical to our county, and John values your input as efforts continue to ensure the safety and well-being of every resident. John is a champion for economic development and job creation. You know the jobs we need, and he wants to bring them here. Let's strive to build a thriving, prosperous community for all. Together, we can build a brighter future for Onslow County. Vote John Davis for Onslow County Commissioner. Leadership, vision, and commitment for a better tomorrow.
Paid for by the committee to elect John Davis.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back, and just for a minute or so here. Who's this? We got somebody on the line.
Good morning, deplorables.
Hello, Miss. It says you're
What's
in
going on?
It says you're in California.
Yeah. Listen, that Chris, he's always trying. He reminds me of Joe McLaughlin, you know?
Okay.
He's always trying. Chris, if you want to know about the laptop, why don't you your House Representatives Comer and Jordan, who started the case again. I mean, the case was under investigation for 5 years with the special counselor from the picked by Trump, Mr. Weiss. Now, call those guys up. They'll tell you about the laptop if you want to know. And if you don't get an answer from them, why don't you call your entity who had 85 segments on this BS? Okay, he's always trying that Chris. You know. Listen, I want to thank you for one thing.
What's that?
All of you.
What's up?
For moving around and letting your guests sit in one of those chairs that we can see them.
Yeah,
we did that for you.
We do it
It
for
was
you,
a good
Tia.
suggestion.
It was a great
That
suggestion.
is beautiful. We see everybody, just like you had Mrs. Oakley over there yesterday, and everybody's facing us, and we see the people, and it's beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
And one more thing for Lee.
Yes.
Lee,
Right.
you ready for this?
Yes, Tia. I love
Lee,
you,
you're
Tia.
worrying about the groceries, baby, but you're driving a pickup truck.
What's wrong with my pickup truck?
Okay.
It's
Listen,
It holds more
gas.
groceries.
Listen, it's
gas
a gas
efficient.
guzzler. How much does that
No, it's
cost you
not.
every week to fill it up, baby?
I fill it up like every 2.5, 3 weeks.
Look, you know they're gas guzzlers. You got all these people driving those big pickup trucks.
Hers is
out
not a
there.
big
Their
one.
tires are taller than I am.
Mine's not
They're
a big
gas
one.
guzzlers, and then they worry about the prices going up on things.
Mine
Come on.
has great
Come
gas
on.
mileage.
She's got a small pickup.
Yeah, mine's a midsize. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go this time.
All right. We got
Okay.
to pay some bills.
You can go for a
Thank
ride
you.
anytime.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Head out to the Swansboro Area Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th at the beautiful Swansboro Rotary Civic Center. Doors open at 10 a.m. Admission is free. Check out products and services from area companies. Sample free signature menu items from local restaurants from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Enjoy entertainment on the big stage from youth organizations and local groups. For more information, log on to swansborochamber.org or call 910-326-1174.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, soft luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Oh boy, this time has flown away here in the last hour. You just didn't, not a whole lot of time here. One real quick thing. The president's brother, James Biden, he was in business, had various business ventures with his nephew, Hunter. And he goes before the House today at 10 o'clock. In an hour, he'll be being deposed before the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees this morning. So no telling what's going to happen there. He was subpoenaed back in November to appear for deposition as part of the impeachment inquiry prior to it being formalized by the full House. And today is his day. We'll find out what he's going to have to say. He's also expected to be questioned on loan repayment checks, one for $200,000, another for $40,000 that he wrote to the president.
What's he loaning him money for?
I don't know.
Okay.
So whatever.
I just want to know, how do I get in on all this?
Okay, how many people voted now total?
Yesterday, 449 voted, bringing us to a total of 2,165.
Okay, well, we had elections where that many people didn't vote. It seems like you guys, I know those of you who listen to WSME, to the show here on WSME, you might turn it off after the show. Don't do that.
Right.
There's a lot of good music
Play a
throughout
lot
the
of
day.
good music,
There's
yeah.
lots of really good music. And at 10 o'clock every morning, we got Rick Dees, of course, coming on. And Rick is, he's a master. He is the grandmaster of DJing. I will tell you that. He also wrote a song and performed the song.
Disco Duck.
Disco Duck.
I used to love that song. when I
That's
was
a great
kid.
song.
Yeah.
Y'all can Google it and play it sometime on your
I
computer.
still have the record of it.
Oh, really?
At mom's.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, Daily D's with Rick, that's coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. And of course, the man, the Hollywood man, Chris Mann. He runs every day, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 o'clock. Friday mornings now, 9 o'clock in the morning, right after this show, Sports Talk with Chris Rayner. And he always has a bunch of cool guests in here. Fridays from 7 p.m. until 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. Cool Bobby B's Doo-Wop Stop. I can't say that real fast. Doo-Wop Flashback Show.
I dare you.
I'm not going to try it.
Doo-Wop.
And Saturday mornings from 7 to 10. American Top 40. Casey
Yeah.
Kasem. That's some really good
Love
stuff.
some
If you're up
Casey
about,
Kasem.
man,
Yeah.
Casey's been around for 400 years.
Yeah.
And then Saturdays from 10 to 1, Goddard's Gold, featuring music from the 60s and 70s. Saturday from 1 to 5, yearly Beach and Shag Class Reunion with Fessa John Hook. Saturday evenings from 5 until 8, weekly Beach and Shag Top 40 Countdown with Fessa John Hook. So that's what the kind of stuff that's on this show, on this program, on this TV station. So it's really cool. We'll tell you some more another day.
Okay.
Okay. What
And
we got
just
tomorrow?
to make it clear, Casey Kasem is still the name of the show. Casey Kasem. died.
Yes.
Yes. But it's his show.
It's got his stuff.
But it's his show.
Yeah.
Because somebody's already said, didn't he die? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
but it's still, we're not going to get rid of his show.
Oh, no. Okay,
Yeah.
tomorrow. Who we
Yes.
got?
Tomorrow we have Suzanne Long, who's
Okay.
running for the Board of Education. She'll be in.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be joined by Mike McHugh. He is the director for the Swansboro Area Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
He'll be in talking about the big business expo in Swansboro this coming weekend.
That's a nice event too, by the way, guys.
Yes,
I've been
it
many
is. I'll
times.
be there. And of course, our one and only Chris Miller. We'll have Miller Time Thursday morning. He's going to update us on the latest of the Onslow County High School sports.
Yep, there you go. And we'll be back in about 22 hours.
Yes, we will.
So have a good rest of your day. Weather's looking pretty good. A little blustery, perhaps, but it's not going to be real warm. But it's the sky's blue. That's what counts.
That's right.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll see you in the morning. Be safe.
WSME, Camp W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster.